Okay, so today we're going to work on counting backward by ones from 120. Yesterday we did forward, we increased. Today we're going to go backwards by ones, we're going to decrease by one. All right? So we have a hundreds chart. I know because it ends with the number 100. And it says here, my question is, how can knowing a counting pattern help you count backwards from 120? My problem down here at the bottom reads, Miss Simmons is checking off the children as they leave the room. One row of numbers is incomplete. Use what you know about counting backward to write the numbers. All right, so let's look at our chart. What is the greatest number that we see? That would be this last one, 100. Let's see, what is the number right before 30? Right before 30. So here's 30. I'm going to look at the number right before it. That is the number 29. Look how I'm going backwards. Is that less than or greater than 30? I'm going backwards. That's going to be less than 30. If I had 29 marbles in one hand and I had 30 in the other, 29 would be less marbles. So when I'm looking at a hundreds chart and I'm going backwards, I'm decreasing. It is less. So will the unknown numbers that we have up here be less than or greater than 10? What do you think? They will be less than 10 because they come before 10. So we're going to count backwards from 30, and we'll fill in these numbers as we're counting backwards. So 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Remember, as we count backwards on this chart, it is one less than the number we just said. Okay? We are decreasing by 1. All right. Let's see. So let me switch to this one. Okay, so same thing. Model and draw. Count backward. Write the numbers. So how do you know which number comes next when you count backwards? I know that it is the number that is one less than the number you just said or wrote. And I can also look at this chart. This is a 120s chart. There's my greatest number to help me. It's your reference. So we're starting at 10 and we're going backwards. So there is 10. I'm going this way. So I'm going to say 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. 9, 8, 7, 6. All right, now let's start at 100. So here's 100. We're going to go backwards. So the number before 100 is 99. Before that is 98. Before that is 97. And before that is 96. All right, now let's start at this one, 110. So here's 110. Remember, we're going backwards. We're decreasing. So I would say 110, 109, 108, 107, 106. Look at our pattern here. So look at these threes. We have, when we started at 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. We started at 100, 99, 98, 97, 96. When we started at 110, 109, 108, 107, 106. So look at the pattern that we are forming when we are counting backwards from 10 and then 100 and then 110. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to use our counting chart when we need to count backwards and write the number. So I'm starting at 114. If I wanted to find this on my chart, I would look for 100 and then I would start with the 11s, the 1 1. I would look at these numbers for the chart on which row to start with. And I can see that there. And so I'd go across until I find 114. Remember, we're going backwards. So 114, 113, 112, 111, 110, 109, 108. You're decreasing by 1. We're going to do the same thing for number 2. I am going to find 51 on my chart. I'm going to look for the row with the 5s, and I see it right here, 51. We're going backwards, but look, we're at the end of this row. That means we're going to have to come over here and go backwards and go this way. So I would say 51. What's 1 less than 51? 50. And then I would just keep going. 51, 50, 49, 48, 47, 46, 45. And then 94. So I'm going to look for my rows with the 9, the 90s. Here it is. And I go over until I see 94. We're going this way. We're decreasing by 1. So what's before 94? 93, 92, 91, 90. And so I got to here, and I have to remember when I got to the end of this row, I go all the way back here and go this way. So 90, 89, 88. Number 4, let's start at 78. We're going to find our row with the 70s. First digit's a 7. So there it is, and I go across, and there is 78. And I'm going to go backwards. So 77, 76, 75, 74, 73, 72. I'm going backwards. Number 5. I'm going to start at 35 and decrease. I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to look for the 30s on my chart. Here it is. And I'm going to find 35. Here's 35. We are going this way. We're decreasing by 1. So 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, 29. And then number 6, look at number 6. We're going to start at 109. So I'm going to find the row that has the 1 and the 0, and I'm going to find the number 109. So here's my row with 100 with 1 and 0s all the way over here. Here's 109. We're going backwards, decreasing by 1s. 109, 108, 107, 106, 105, 104, 103. Look at the pattern here on number 6. Look at my 1s place. Look how I'm going backwards. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3 in the 1s place. Same thing with number 4. This pattern's easy to see. Look at the 1s place. There's an 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. So you can see patterns. You can see some of these number patterns. Like this one, number 1. We started with the 1 and the 4, the 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Counting backwards. Yes, it is 114, 113, 112. But some of these number patterns you can see in your 1s place and your 10s place. All right, let's look at here. So this is more of our counting backwards. So you can count backwards with me, I don't have a number chart to show examples on this page, so we're just going to count backwards. You can count backwards with me. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. This time let's start from 86 and go backwards. 86, 85, 84, 83, 82, 81, 80. I got to 80. Remember, I'm going backwards. That means I need to knock it down to my 70s. So 86, 85, 84, 83, 82, 81, 80, 79, 78. Let's count backwards from 107. 107, 106, 105, 104, 103, 102, 101, 100, 99. When I got to 100, I had to kick it back to my 90s. All right, number 10. Let's count backwards from 43. 42, 40. Whoops. Let me erase. I said 43, 42, 41, 40. I got to 40. Remember, I'm going backwards. So now I'm going to go down to my 30s. 39, 38, 37, 36, 35. All right, number 11. Let's count backwards from 68. 68, 67, 66, 65, 64, 63, 62, 61, 60. And then number 12. I'm going to count backwards from 22. 21, 20. All right, I got to 20 and I'm going backwards. And now I need to get into my teens. So I was at 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. Notice how I'm decreasing by 1 each time when I count backwards. So if you have not done it yet, I want you to pause this video and I want you to watch the link for Math on the Spot. And it's telling us, and then you can come back to this video. I'm going to keep going. So 13 says, the numbers counting, or use a counting chart to write the numbers counting backwards. So I would count backwards from 120, and I could use this chart right here. There's 120, and I'm going to go backwards. So that means I'd go this way. I'm decrease it by 1 each time. So I started at 120. I know that the number before 20 is 19. So I would say 119. The number before 19 is 18. So I would say 118. The number before 18 is 17. So I would say 117. 116. 115. All right. Number 14. There is an unknown number in the sequence counting backward. The number is after 48. The number is before 46. What is our unknown number? So we have a mystery number. All right. It says the number is after 48. So my number is 48. This number is going to be after it. And this number is going to be, well, actually, let me change that. So let me say this a different way. Where's my, hold on. Let me erase this. I want to say this a different way. I want to write this a different way. Okay. So it tells us we're going backwards. So I'm going to think, okay, if I'm counting backwards, Let me erase it again. Okay. If I'm going to count backwards, I'm going to have some mystery numbers here, right? And I know that I'm decreasing, kind of like what we did here. Yes, this number is on the left and I'm going to the right. So I think, well, I would count forward, but it tells me that we're counting. Hold on. It erased all my work. That's okay. So it tells me that I am, oh, hang on, friends. Hold on. There we go. Okay, so it tells me I'm counting backwards. So I'm going to think as I'm filling in these missing numbers that I'm decreasing. So the number is after 48 and the number is before 46. What is the unknown number? So I have 48 and then I have an unknown number and then I have 46. I need to know the number between 48 and 46. If I'm counting backwards on my chart, 48, I'm counting backwards, the number between 48 and 46 is 47. So you could use a hundreds chart or 120s chart to look for these mystery numbers like this to get a visual. That would be a lot better. So our unknown number is 47. Okay, so let's choose our correct answer. Sean is counting backward from 101. He is stuck at 100. What number comes next? So 101, 100. I want to know the number that comes before 100. What is the number? What's one less than 100? If I had 100 and I took one away, I'd be left with 99. And if I took one away, I decreased by 1, I now have 98. 97. 96. So 100, 99, 98, 97, 96. And I'm going to find the number, or I'm going to find the answer choice that matches what I filled in. And that would be this one. Jackie has 25 toy cars. Each car has a number on it from 1 to 25. Jackie wants to put the cars in order from the greatest number to the least. She finds the first 3 cars. Which number would come next? So she has 25 cars. My greatest number would be 25. My least number would be 1. So I'm going to say 25 is my greatest number. And she finds the first 3 cars. I'm going to count backwards. 24, 25, 24, 23, 22. This would be the car that comes next. All right, Dan left a number off the chart. Write the number that is not shown. So 120, 119, 118, 117, 20, 19, 18, 17. I'm going to have a mystery number. 116. 116 comes before 117 and after 115. And I can see my pattern 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. It just happens to have 100 in front of it. 120, 119, 118, 117, 116, 115, and so on. Count backwards. What number is not shown? So same thing. We can just kind of look up here. 120, 119. What would be next? 118, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. That is going to be your pattern, decreasing by 1s each time you count backward. All right, your homework. Front of the yellow page, back of the yellow page, and submit to Google Classroom.